It is a privilege, as President of UN Women Aotearoa New Zealand and Chair of the Women's Empowerment Principles New Zealand Committee, to welcome you to the 2025 White Camellia Awards. Thank you for joining us this evening as we recognize organizations across New Zealand who are advancing gender equality with purpose, integrity, and determination. Your presence reflects the strength of our WEPS community, a community that is grounded in shared values and united by a belief that a fairer New Zealand is within reach when we choose to act together. This year, we are honored to welcome three new signatories: Pinnacle & Co., AJ Park, and Aerospace New Zealand. And we look forward to supporting your leadership as a part of this growing and influential movement. We also extend our deep appreciation to the distinguished partners of the WEPS Committee in New Zealand: Zonta International District 16, New Zealand Business and Professional Women, and the Human Rights Commission. Your leadership and your advocacy, your steadfast commitment, strengthen this kaupapa and underpin the progress we gather to celebrate tonight. The Women's Empowerment Principles provide a global framework for embedding gender equality into the workplace, the marketplace, and the community. Established by UN Global Compact and UN Women, the principles reflect international labor and human rights standards and affirm both the responsibility and the opportunity for businesses to lead meaningful change. The global evidence guides us with clarity. Companies with strong gender diversity in leadership are 25% more likely to outperform their peers in profitability, according to McKinsey. Closing gender gaps in the workforce could add more than 12 trillion USD to global GDP within the decade, as reported by the McKinsey Global Institute. And eliminating barriers to women's full economic participation could lift labor productivity up to 25% in many economies, according to the World Bank. Together, these figures illuminate what becomes possible when women lead and when organizations invest with intention. It is within this global landscape that the story of Aotearoa continues to stand as an example of collective resolve and principle leadership. By signing on to the WEPS, CEOs affirm leadership at the highest level. They commit to building workplaces that are safer, fairer, and more inclusive. This includes equal pay for work of equal value, gender-responsive supply chains, and zero tolerance for sexual harassment. It is through this leadership that organizations contribute directly to the gender equality dimensions of the United Nations 2030 Agenda and the Sustainable Development Goals. A particular strength of the New Zealand WEPS community is the opportunity to participate in the WEPS and the New Zealand Policy Research Institute survey. This annual survey remains one of our most valuable tools for understanding progress, identifying opportunities for deeper action, and setting evidence-based principles and priorities for the future. We look forward to acknowledging those who have demonstrated excellence in this year's survey later this evening, and we extend our sincere thanks to the NZPRI for their continued partnership in this important work. It is now my great pleasure to introduce our MC for the 2025 White Camellia Awards, the remarkable Cassie Roma. Cassie brings warmth, insight, and unparalleled storytelling to every stage that she steps onto, and we are honored to have her guide us through this evening's celebrations. Thank you.
Hello, everybody. Welcome, one and all, to the 2025 White Camellia Awards, where we celebrate and honor the exceptional achievements of organizations advancing gender equality and women's empowerment in Aotearoa, New Zealand. It is an honor and a privilege to MC this year's prestigious event. We have some absolutely phenomenal speakers and esteemed guests joining us tonight, and I'm so excited to hear from all of them. So, without further ado, let's get into the evening. Let's hand out some awards and celebrate those whose work helps advance gender equality here in Aotearoa. To start out, I'd like to welcome Tim Horgan from ANZ to speak now.
Tēnā koutou katoa, and kia ora, thank you, Cassie, and kia ora, everyone. Look, it's a real honour to be here at the White Camellia Awards, celebrating organisations that are committed to gender equality and the principles of the Women's Empowerment Framework. On behalf of ANZ, I want to acknowledge UN Women Aotearoa, Tara, Madison and the team for their leadership and tireless advocacy. We are really proud to be a long-standing partner in this important work. Now, gender equity is not just the right thing to do, it's the smart thing to do. As you heard earlier from Tara, research consistently shows that equitable workplaces perform better. They make stronger decisions, they foster innovation, and they create healthier organisational cultures. In the financial sector, this matters enormously. And representation and inclusion don't just shape our organisations, they shape economic outcomes for communities. When women thrive, businesses thrive, and economies thrive. Now at ANZ, we know progress is measured by action, not words. And as one of Aotearoa's largest employers, we recognise the responsibility for us to build more equitable workplaces, and not to only talk about building a workforce that reflects our customers and our communities, but actually do it. So we are absolutely committed to making that happen. And over the past decade, we've worked really hard to embed equity into the way we operate. And some of the examples include our commitment to pay equity and transparent reporting. Our leadership team receives quarterly pay equity reporting to track their progress, because we know that fairness must be visible and it must be measurable. We've implemented gender-based hiring panels and leadership pathways, gender-balanced hiring panels and leadership pathways, ensuring opportunities are equitable from the start. We've put in place programs that support women's leadership and development, helping talented women progress into senior roles. We've implemented policies that enable equity in practice, and these include flexible working, enhanced parental leave, and support for care.
It should be.
And we're proud to share that in the past year, we've seen a continued improvement in female representation at leadership levels, a milestone that reflects sustained effort across our organisation. We are proud to say that out of our 263 senior leadership roles that we have across ANZ New Zealand, 43% are held by women. It's the most we have ever had in our 185-year history. But policies alone don't create change. People do. And we know that leadership matters and male allies matter. Men have a critical role to play, listening, learning, and influencing to remove barriers. At ANZ, we encourage our leaders, regardless of gender, to champion inclusion every day, because equality isn't a women's issue. It's a societal issue, an organisational issue, and a leadership issue. So today's a celebration, but it's also a reminder: gender equality is a long-term journey. It requires courage, investment, and collective action. Every organisation that's in this room, dialed into this call, has the power to accelerate progress by challenging assumptions, by creating opportunities, and by holding ourselves accountable. Together, we can build workplaces and communities where everyone has the chance to thrive. Thank you. Ngā mihi nui, Back to you, Cassie.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you so much for your words. We appreciate your message and your mahi so much. Now I'd like to introduce Major General Rose King, Chief of Army, for her virtual address.
Ina mana, ina reo, I rau rangatira mā, tēnā koutou, tēnā tātou katoa. Kia ora everybody, I'm Major General Rose King, the Chief of the New Zealand Army, Ngāti Tū Mātoenga. It is my honour to represent the New Zealand Defence Force in this address for the White Camellia Awards. In the New Zealand Defence Force, we are committed to ensuring all of those who can serve can do so with dignity, with respect, and with equal opportunity. When we formally adopted the United Nations Women's Empowerment Principles, the UN WEPs, in early 2020, it signalled to our people and their whānau that we are serious in our intentions. And as the latest Women, Peace and Security National Action Plan acknowledges, gender equality is fundamental for peace. The journey towards equality requires more than just good intentions. It demands deliberate action, reflection, and the courage to challenge some long-held assumptions. The organisations being celebrated at these awards have demonstrated the commitment, and in doing so, they inspire us all to do better. In the Defence Force, we understand that operational effectiveness is strengthened through diversity of thought, and when our people are enabled to be their best. We've seen women excel in a number of different positions, military and civilian roles, and we are working hard to ensure we as an organisation enable our people to thrive and have rewarding careers whilst serving their country. We also recognise there's more to do. The New Zealand Defence Force has previously been awarded the Supporters Award, and we know it's an acknowledgement of our progress, but also a commitment for us to continue to do better. These awards recognise something fundamental, that gender equality isn't just morally right, it strengthens every organisation that embraces it. In the Defence Force, we've learnt this truth through experience. When we create genuine opportunities for women to lead, to serve, and excel across all ranks and specialisations, our entire force becomes more capable, more innovative, and more resilient. To the winners of this year's awards, thank you for leading the way, for your important mahi and what you're doing. To all the nominees, your efforts are transforming workplaces and our nation. Thank you. Congratulations to you all. Kia kaha, kia maia, kia manawanui.
What an inspirational message. Thank you, Major General. And now we move on to our first award for Women's Empowerment Principle 1. I'll pass the mic to Angela McLeod of Business and Professional Women New Zealand to announce our winner. Take it away, Angela.
Oh, that sounds positive. No, what? I've started it. No. No, I don't want to record anything. I don't know what.
We can hear some folks. Can everybody hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah, sure. Kia ora, apologies, sincere apologies for that. I am here on behalf of the New Zealand Federation of Business and Professional Women to talk about the winners and the runner-up and the winner of the high level corporate leadership, which is principle number 1. This principle, corporate leadership, is a key and integral part of making gender equality and women's empowerment a top strategic priority. It publicly signals the CEO's and the executive team's goals and targets for implementing the WEPs and how the 7 principles will become part of the corporate sustainability strategy, day-to-day operations and organisational culture. So the runner-up is KPMG. KPMG demonstrates strong leadership commitment through visible executive advocacy, including their executive chair's role as a sponsor within Champions for Change and active participation in Global Women. Their leadership team consistently signals the importance of gender equity, and KPMG regularly hosts UN WEPS events, which we are most thankful for, in reinforcing a public commitment to advancing women's leadership across Aotearoa. Congratulations, KPMG. The winning organisation demonstrates deep system-wide leadership commitment to gender equality, embedding their goals into enterprise strategy, governance structures and formal reporting systems. Their senior leadership gender target is backed by annual pay equity reporting, board-level oversight and integration of WEPS into their obligation management system, ensuring accountability across the whole organisation. This organisation's approach reflects not just visible commitment, but organisational maturity, transparency, and structural embedding, which is the highest indicator of Principle 1 impact. And the winner is BNZ. Congratulations, BNZ. Well done.
Congratulations to the team at BNZ. I would now like to offer Megan Hall the opportunity to say a few words.
Ngā mihi nui, tēnā koutou katoa, ko Megan Hall tōku ingoa, he kaimahia hau ki te pēki o Aotearoa. I'm the head of Capability, Inclusion and Planning at the Bank of New Zealand, and I am absolutely delighted to accept this prestigious award on behalf of BNZ. I'd really like to thank the UN Women Aotearoa and the Empowerment Principles Committee. Achieving gender equity in the workplace is critical work, and I'm really heartened to see so many organisations are signing up to the Women's Empowerment Principles and taking active steps in pursuit of a more equitable future. I was reflecting on how we approach gender equity for women and gender diverse people at BNZ, and I think for us there are three elements. Gender equity starts at the top. It is reinforced by data, which we review regularly, and it is consciously considered in our activities, including program participation, policies, etc. So it starts at the top with a genuine and public commitment from our CEO, Dan Huggins, and from our executive team to have our colleagues represent the communities that we serve. It's reinforced by data which we review regularly, both in our obligation management system, as we talked about. We also set a target some years ago of having more than 40% women in our senior leader cohort. We achieved that target in May 2023. We've been above 40% since May 2023. Our executive team continue to monitor that stat monthly. It's still really important to us to maintain a laser focus. Finally, gender equity is consciously considered when we select program participants. So from Te Hōkaitanga, our Māori leadership program, to our Pacifica New leadership program, our Returning with Confidence program for people returning to mahi after taking time off for a new family member, to our Quietly Powerful program supporting leadership aspirations for those with a quieter style. Gender equity is also consciously considered when we've set our parental leave and KiwiSaver top-up policies for those people who take periods of parental leave. So while I was thinking about all of this, I was reminded of this whakatauki, e hara takutoa I te toa takitahi, engari he toa takitini. Our strength is not that of one, but of many. And this is true within BNZ, where we have many interested people, the executive team, obviously, but also a number of people who have joined this call from our Women and Allies Raupu and executive leaders from across the bank. And we also, I also see that this is true across Aotearoa. We know that working together, we can achieve more. We know that these achievements are fragile and they must be consciously and deliberately protected. So working together and learning from each other in spaces like this will really support gender equality for all. So on behalf of BNZ, ngā mihi nunui, thank you.
Thank you so much, Megan. Thank you so much. Now we move on to Women's Empowerment Principle 2, and I will be passing the mic to Sarah Barclay of Zonta International District 16 to announce our winner. Take it away, Sarah.
Cool, thanks, Cassie. So I'll now talk about the runner-up and the winner for Principle 2, which is treat all women and men equally, fairly at work without discrimination. So the runner-up for this award is ANZ. So ANZ is recognised as a strong performer in workplace equality, demonstrating clear leadership targets, robust gender representation commitments, and an active engagement in national gender equity networks. Their 40-40-20 leadership target, public reporting, and long-standing participation in initiatives such as Global Women and Champions for Change reflect a sustained organisational focus on fairness, representation, and inclusive culture. So congratulations, ANZ, on being a runner-up. Now on to the winner. So the winning organisation demonstrated an exceptional enterprise-wide commitment to gender equity. They have an organisation-wide inclusive strategy that is deeply embedded across the business, supported by clear senior leadership gender targets that ensure accountability at every level. The annual pay equity analysis is publicly reported and reviewed by the board, reflecting both transparency and strong governance. They actively track their UN WEP's obligations through a formal management system with routine monitoring and reporting mechanisms in place right across the organisation. Clear accountability frameworks underpin this work, and workplace equality is fully integrated into their sustainability strategy. Their evidence-based qualitative submissions were particularly impressive, showing not only a commitment to best practice, but a demonstrated integration of gender equity principles throughout the entire enterprise. So the winner for Principle 2 is BNZ.
Hey, congratulations to the team at BNZ again. Megan, if you'd like to say a few words, I'd like to offer you that opportunity now.
Kia ora, Cassie. Thank you so much. I don't think I've got anything more to add other than really heartfelt thanks, and we are truly honoured to be winners of this award. It does mean a lot to BNZ. Kia ora, ngā mihi.
Kia ora. Thank you, Megan. Now we move on to Women's Empowerment Principle 3. I'm going to be passing the mic to Janet Gibb of Business and Professional Women New Zealand to announce our winner. Take it away, Janet.
Kia ora tātou. Principle 3 is employee health, well-being and safety. And I am really pleased to be able to tell you that the runner-up for this is KPMG. Congratulations, KPMG. You are recognised for demonstrating a clear commitment to fostering a safe, inclusive and supportive workplace culture. Their wellbeing initiatives, DEI networks and leadership advocacy reflect a thoughtful approach to employee safety and belonging. KPMG's internal programs and people-focused policies support a culture where women feel valued and able to thrive. Well done, KPMG, for being runner-up. The organisation who has won this award is Porsche. And this organisation demonstrated a deeply practical and safety-focused approach to supporting women. Their initiatives clearly and directly benefit women in meaningful ways, particularly those who are most vulnerable. They have adopted a safety-first framework for groups such as survivors of domestic violence, ensuring that their services are accessible, secure, and responsive to real-world risks. Their website includes critical accessibility features such as escape functions and automatic history deletion to protect women who may be navigating unsafe situations. Altogether, their work strongly aligns with the WEP's emphasis on safeguarding well-being and creating environments where all women can seek help safely and with dignity. So Portia, fantastic, well done, congratulations. Ngā mihi nui.
Ngā mihi nui. Congratulations to the team at Portia. I'd like to offer up Erin Eben the opportunity to say a few words.
Kia ora koutou. I'm so thrilled to be acknowledged for this mahi that my team does. We really enjoy the partnerships that we've developed with the National Women's Refuge movement, in particular the West Coast and Blenheim regional branches, who find it really difficult to be able to access legal aid provincially. I'd like to acknowledge the work that we do with Sharkti, who celebrated their 30th anniversary as the refuge for ethnic and migrant women in New Zealand. And rather than take an acknowledgement for ourselves here, I'd also like to acknowledge the work that Ange Jury has been doing as the CEO of the National Collective. She's recently retired from that role. And so I want to acknowledge her as an extraordinary woman who has done an amazing job championing children and women and their safety. And I wish her all the best, and all the best as well to Naomi Og, who is the new CEO coming in to that role. So I appreciate the acknowledgement from UN WEPs. Kia ora koutou.
Thank you so much, Erin, for your lovely words. Now we're moving on to Women's Empowerment Principle 4, and I'll be passing the mic to Desiree Kirby of Zonta International District 16 to announce the winner. Over to you, Desiree.
Thank you, Cassie. Kia ora koutou. It is my pleasure to present Principle 4, Education and Training for Career Advancement. Our runner-up for this category is KPMG. Congratulations. KPMG is a strong performer in professional development, offering meaningful learning pathways and internal support networks that uplift women at all career stages. Their commitment to capability building is evident through leadership involvement, external partnerships, and their role in facilitating sector-wide learning. So again, congratulations to our runners-up, KPMG. It is now my pleasure to move on to the winner of Principle 4. This organisation provided clear, detailed and concrete evidence of robust internal education and development systems, demonstrating both internal and external leadership in building capability across their workforce. The governance level sponsorship from their executive chair adds significant weight to this commitment, signalling that professional growth and inclusion are priorities at the highest level. Their leadership extends beyond their own organisation, hosting UN WEPS events and actively sharing knowledge across the sector. Their professional development approach is structured, sustained, and genuinely enterprise-wide. Notably, they also offer both internal and external mentoring through the Kiwa and CAN networks, supporting Māori, Pacifica, ethnic minority staff, and people with disabilities in their pathways to leadership. Altogether, their submission reflects a deeply embedded culture of learning, uplift, and inclusion. Congratulations to our winner, ANZ.
Congratulations to the team at ANZ. I would like to offer Tim Horgan to come back and say a few words.
Kia ora, and wow, what a I'm so proud to be receiving this award. And first, I just want to say a massive thank you to UN Women for the amazing work that you are doing, and a huge congratulations to everybody else who has been selected as a runner-up or as a winner. and for the inspirational stories that have already been shared around progressing equity, diversity, inclusion, and supporting women. We are incredibly proud to receive this award, and I'm proud on behalf of ANZ to be receiving it. And we have made great progress at ANZ in a number of areas across equity, diversity and inclusion, but it's the thing that I'm most proud of is that we have the organisation's buy-in. This is not a talent and culture or an HR initiative. Our leaders buy in. They know how important it is to ensure that there's equity, and that's what's driving the outcome. So it's been fantastic to see the change in leadership behaviour over the past few years. So thank you so much. As I say, incredibly proud, and congratulations to the other winners and runners-up. And let's continue making great progress all together.
Thank you so much, Tim. And now we move on to Women's Empowerment Principle 5. And I'll be passing the mic to Sarah Barclay of Zonta International District 16. She's going to announce our winner. Over to you, Sarah.
Oh, thanks. Principle 5 is enterprise development, supply chain, and marketing practices. So the runner-up for Principle 5 is KPMG. KPMG has demonstrated meaningful commitment to inclusive procurement practices and broader enterprise development initiatives. Their engagement with national diversity networks and ongoing support for women-led leadership programs reflects a genuine focus on strengthening economic opportunities for women across sectors. KPMG is a highly credible leader in enabling equitable enterprise environments. So congratulations, KPMG, on being a runner-up for Principle 5. So now on to the winner for Principle 5. This organisation showed the strongest direct frontline alignment in this category, with high impact support for vulnerable women woven deeply into their work. Their partnership with Māori and Shakti Women's Refuges was clearly evidenced and demonstrated genuine collaboration with communities disproportionately affected by violence. They provided tangible examples of how women-centred values are integrated into the delivery of their legal services, ensuring that care, dignity, and safety underpin every interaction. Their submission also offered specific and detailed illustrations of Principle 5 in action, showing a clear and practical commitment to supporting women's well-being on the front line. So the winner for Principle 5 is Portia.
Congratulations to the team at Portia. I'd like to offer Erin another chance to say a few words and accept the award.
Ngā mihi, kia koutou. Thank you for this acknowledgement. I've already acknowledged the partners that we work with in this area. At this point, I would like to acknowledge the work of my kaimahi here, my staff, because it is the work that they do in terms of embodying the values of women's empowerment and the work that they do with the clients that we work with to demonstrate respect for the journey that the women are on and the stories that we're always privileged to have share with us, and the strength that we can provide while they are going through the court proceedings if they're looking for protection orders. And so thank you very much to the staff at Portia. Kia ora koutou.
Thank you, Erin. Appreciate your words. And now we move on to Women's Empowerment Principle 6. I'm going to pass the mic to Suzanne McNabb of UN Women Aotearoa New Zealand. She's going to announce our winner. Over to you, Suzanne.
Kia ora koutou. Ngā mihi nui kia koutou. Principle 6 is community initiatives and advocacy, and encompasses the vital role that businesses play and can play in highlighting equity and women's empowerment within the wider community. So our runner-up, dare I say it again, for this principle is KPMG. KPMG for this principle is acknowledged for demonstrating consistent engagement with community initiatives that support women's empowerment and broader social inclusion through their internal cultural networks, partnerships with national diversity organisations, and commitment to hosting events aligned with gender equity. KPMG continues to contribute to positive community outcomes across Aotearoa. So congratulations to the runner-up to Principle 6, KPMG. As for the winner of Principle 6, in addition to their strong support for women's organisations, this entrant demonstrated a broader and deeply meaningful reach across communities. Their work extends to Māori and Pacific women, ethnic minority communities, and women with disabilities, which reflects a thoughtful and inclusive approach that recognises the diverse realities women face. This wider impact also reflects a commitment not only to gender equity, but to equity across all intersections of identity. So the winner of Principle 6 is Russell McVeigh. Congratulations, Russell McVeigh.
Congratulations to the team at Russell McVeigh. I'd like to offer Margaret Blanche the opportunity to say a few words.
Tēnā koutou katoa, ko Margaret taku ingoa, e ngā mihi nui to UN Women Aotearoa. Obviously, I feel very honoured and grateful to be receiving this award on behalf of Russell McVeigh, and of course to be in the company of so many other amazing organisations doing really important mahi in this space. You know, as we've shown, gender equality and women's empowerment are values that we care deeply about, and this recognition really sort of reflects the dedication of many people across the firm and acknowledges the time, care and commitment that we've invested in moving this kaupapa forward. And while there's always more to do, being recognised in this way really does reassure us that we're making real progress, heading in the right direction, and we're just really looking forward to continuing to build momentum. Ngā mihi nui.
Thank you so much, Margaret. It's now time to move on to Women's Empowerment Principle 7. I'm going to pass the mic to Catherine Vandermeulen of UN Women Aotearoa, New Zealand, and she's going to announce our winner. Take it away, Catherine.
Thank you so much, Cassie. Yes, I'm Catherine Vandermeulen from UN Women Aotearoa, New Zealand, but also a proud committee member and also an honour to be a judge this year for the awards. You know, the important work in putting all this amazing work together, and all of the organisations who have submitted their insights and their for the survey that we obviously culminate all this incredible insight. And just listening to some of the people that have spoken, and things like the words that I admire, like courage, challenging assumptions, creating that accountability, you know, that leadership, that strong leadership from the top is so incredibly important. And this particular award focuses on measurement and reporting, which is obviously something that we've been tracking through this survey over the last couple of years. So the runner-up for this award, Principle number 7, is Russell McVeigh. And Russell McVeigh is recognised for demonstrating genuine commitment to transparent reporting and accountability in their gender equity journey. Their diversity and inclusion work plan, gender goal tracking, and structured progress reporting reflect a maturing approach to measuring and communicating change. So well done to Russell McVeigh for that contribution, and also that winning of that award for Principle number 7. And finally, for Principle number 7, this organisation demonstrated a strong commitment to transparency and accountability through regular internal and external reporting on their WEPS progress. Their obligations are actively tracked through formal systems, ensuring consistency, oversight, and measurable outcomes across the business. They also showed clear transparency across pay representation and their overall progress towards gender equity, reflecting a culture that values openness and continuous improvement. And I'm proud to share that BNZ is the winner of Principle number 7.
Congratulations, BNZ. I'd like to offer you another moment to speak, Megan, to accept the award.
Oh, thank you so much. I am truly honoured to receive this award as well. Measuring and reporting on data is something I'm really passionate about, so that's fantastic to have been awarded this award. The only other thing I wanted to add was acknowledgement to all of the other winners and runners-up. It's been absolutely amazing hearing all of the stories, and I think it inspires us to do even more. Thank you.
Thank you, Megan. And you're 100% right. The stories are absolutely the inspiration and the fuel that we need to keep this mahi going. I am thrilled now to pass the mic to Christine Berridge of Business and Professional Women New Zealand to announce the small to medium business winner. Take it away, Christine.
Thank you very much. It is my privilege tonight to announce the winner of the Small to Medium Business Award. Having been a judge over the last couple of years, it is amazing to see what is delivered by businesses in Aotearoa, New Zealand, but particularly those small businesses that don't quite have that big team to produce some of the information that's needed in the survey, which is quite a lengthy process. So this organisation delivered high impact responses across multiple WEPS principles, demonstrating a breadth and depth of commitment that translated into tangible empowerment and safety outcomes for women. Their work showed strong community integration with support that meaningfully strengthens the well-being of women in real and practical ways. Across multiple touchpoints, their organisational commitment was clear and consistent, reflecting an approach that is both holistic and genuinely people-centred. The winner of this award is Portia.
Congratulations. Congratulations to the team. Erin, would you like to come back up and say a few more words?
Thank you. I would like to acknowledge Jared Coburn, who is the CEO of Portia, and the leadership that Cameo, and the leadership that he provides in this area as well. He was responsible for completing the annual report and also for completing the reporting that we do to the Law Society around our compliance with the Women's Gender Charter of the Law Society as well. We value the WEPS principles. They're such excellent guidelines to be able to work against in terms of developing the policies and the procedures that we have and to expand on what we do. We've also adjusted some of the WEPS guidelines in terms of our internal policies and procedures and our procurement to be able to try and better integrate our commitment to Te Tiriti o Waitangi as well in our workplace. So thank you very much for this award. We do appreciate the acknowledgement. We are small, but we are mighty. Thank you.
We have a quick
you so
scan of
much.
the room of those people that are over on your side over there, Erin.
Who's in the room with you there? There we go.
We've got a lot of people off sick today.
Who else have you got? There you go.
Hey,
Hi, team.
And AD.
Hello.
And some other people working from home today. We've got a few off sick and someone leave, but there's usually 16 as part of our team.
Like you said,
there was a bit of
small
noise
but
in the
mighty.
background before when you announced the win.
That's what we love. What a great team. Thank you all. Before we go on to the next award, there's been an amazing idea popped through in the chat. And I can see there are 48 of us online right now. And when we celebrate awards like this and we come together, that human connection thing, even though we're virtually here, we're all still alive behind these cameras. If everybody could turn their videos on for a hot second, and by hot second I mean maybe like 10 seconds, so we can see everybody's faces and we can see that we're all human, that would be amazing. Oh, look at all these faces popping up. Look at that. Fantastic. Well, maybe if you feel comfortable, come as you are. You don't need to have makeup on or looking all fancy. You can leave those on. It's nice to see human faces. But right now, I am thrilled to pass the mic to Catherine again of UN Women Aotearoa to announce the Supporter Award winner.
Mine's got it. Oh.
So Catherine, over to you.
So much. Turn videos on, microphones off. That's always an easy pathway. Thank you so much, Cassie. This is an incredible award. And just watching a video earlier of General Rose was incredibly moving and emotional to see how well the New Zealand Defence Force has captured the hearts through the women's empowerment principle. So the organisation that is embedding the WEPs directly into its internal frameworks, including through initiatives such as the Wahine Toa, demonstrating a clear and intentional commitment to advancing women's empowerment from within. They have comprehensive gender sensitivity, marketing and communication standards, ensuring that representation and messaging are both inclusive and responsible. Impressively, they also evaluate their equipment and product equity, something very rare among large organisations, which really reflects a deep understanding of how gender bias can appear in unexpected places. Their public reporting on gender actions and pay equity further reinforces their transparency, while their overall approach shows a deep structural and long-term commitment to gender equality. And it is my absolute privilege to hand this award to the New Zealand Defence Force. And I saw Nina and all the team when they popped up on the video before. So congratulations to the New Zealand Defence Force for this year's Supporter Award for the awards.
Congratulations, New Zealand Defence Force. I'd like to hand over now to Nina and give you the opportunity to say a few words.
Kia ora, Cassie, and everybody. Thank you very much. It's my great pleasure to receive this award on behalf of the New Zealand Defence Force. And it recognises not just the work of Brad and myself and Frank and the team, but also our leadership and everybody in our organisation, all our members who every day do activity to support and champion gender equality. We know, you've heard me say it before, gender equality is fundamental for peace, and it's really important. We've really valued the partnership with UN Women and having the UN WEPs as our strategic framework. And we know it's not mission complete and that we have more work to do, but we're really committed to staying the course. And hopefully Aotearoa will be the first country in the world to achieve gender equality. Kia ora, and I'd also like to do a shout out to Portia, small and mighty for sure, and thank you to all the other winners as well. You're making a difference for Aotearoa. Kia ora.
Kia ora, and absolutely. Thank you, Nina and friends. So nice to see you all. I am now thrilled to pass the mic to Gail Pacheco, Equal Opportunities Employer Commissioner of the New Zealand Human Rights Commission. She's going to announce our supreme winner of the 2025 White Camellia Awards. Take it away, Gail.
Thank you. Kia ora koutou. It's a real pleasure of mine to present this award. Let me tell you a little bit about this organisation so I can build up the suspense and then the drum roll at the end. So this organisation demonstrated a powerful and well-rounded commitment to women's empowerment principles with strengths evident across leadership, internal capability, transparency, and community engagement. Their advocacy at the leadership level set a clear tone from the top, reinforcing that equity and inclusion are core organizational priorities. They've built a strong internal education and DEI capability, ensuring that their people understand, engage with, and actively contribute to this work. Also, their transparent reporting practices underscore their commitment to accountability. And as an economist, I always a huge fan of anyone with the passion for that reporting and data side of this work. Altogether, their submission reflects meaningful WEPS alignment. Their commitment is bold, it's authentic, and it's visible at every level, which is why the supreme winner is, and I don't have a drum roll, but imagine one, is KPMG. Congratulations, KPMG.
Congratulations, KPMG. I would like to offer Evan Badup the opportunity to say a few words. Over to you, Evan.
Kia ora, and thank you very much. I'm genuinely surprised and honoured to receive this recognition on behalf of KPMG. The work that the team do, we're really blessed. I've got to work with an executive team and a firm that truly believe that women's empowerment is core to who we are. It's how we bring our values to life. It is how we live our values. It's how we live our purpose, both internally and with our clients across the firm. So it's integral. And that's probably why we probably got a lot of runners-up award, hopefully, because everything's really important in that space. And it's come to fruition. You know, we've now managed to achieve for the first time a zero pay gap for both all our staff and all our partners, leadership development, but there's still so much work to be done. So I want to really have a huge appreciation for you in women's empowerment. It's been critical and vital in so much of the work. On One Voice, the real work comes from the people around me. So I want to acknowledge my CEO, Jason Doherty, my chair, Matt Pritchard. That executive support at all elements is critical to the work and the mahi we managed to achieve. But on the ground, Emma Payne, Mahi Espinoza, my IDE lead, Justine, Todd, who leads our community work nationally, our IDE groups, my P&I team, and also Aniela and our KPMG Wahine network, who lead all the work on the ground. So thank you again. We're genuinely privileged and honoured. But I suppose from us, this is the start of an ongoing journey and more work to be done. So thank you for support, and we'll be in touch. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Kia ora. Thank you, Evan. I love that, the start of an ongoing journey. Congratulations again for all of your extraordinary work this year, to everybody who were up for awards, who won, who came in and had beautiful mentions. Continue that mahi. On behalf of UN Women Aotearoa, the board and team, and UN WEPS NZ committee, I'd like to now extend my heartfelt gratitude to everyone for gracing us with your presence at this memorable event. Your attendance has made this celebration of gender equality and women's empowerment truly special. We'd like to extend our appreciation to our valued WEPS signatories and supporters whose dedication drives positive change. A special thank you to Lisa Meehan and Serene Chua and the wider team at New Zealand Policy Research Institute, the UN WEP NZ Committee, Zonta International District 16, the New Zealand Federation of Business and Professional Women, and the Human Rights Commission for your support. Our event wouldn't have been this inspiring without our exceptional speakers as well. So we extend our sincere thanks to ANZ and everybody who came in with their contributions. They have enriched this celebration and will continue to inspire us in our collective pursuit of gender equality. We will be in touch soon with a follow-up to this evening's awards and look forward to sharing further updates on women's empowerment principles. Thank you all for joining us. Kia ora, and have a fantastic rest of your evening. Thank you.